I don't usually make this kind of content, but I have to. I can't keep my mouth shut on this one. That deputy there, the video you just saw getting assaulted, it's my coworker. It's my county fair, and that's Mr. Trace Adkins, country artist, big name, had a long career, a lot of fans. Used to like a lot of his music. All I can say is I'm disappointed. Okay, you built a career off of being a patriot, standing behind your veterans, your military. And there's a lot you don't know that goes into this kind of stuff. You made it very clear to my coworkers that you normally have your own security. You don't need security. This wasn't the first time this gentleman got up on stage, was throwing stuff on stage. I believe it was the third time. And there were some others doing that. I worked that stage last year. I worked the fair the last 3-4 years. There's a lot that goes into it. And Trace, the things you didn't know, okay, is a few days ago, I think it was maybe Tuesday night, there's a few fights that broke out at that fair. Weapons, firearms were found after those fights were dispersed. So the fair made progressive changes to their policies on admissions and how you get in and what you can bring into this fair. So no more bags that you can't see through. That then sparked some disgruntled people to have some opinions. One of those individuals made threats against the community and that fair. And I personally put handcuffs on them Thursday. That's another thing that's going on in our community. There's things that go on in the background that nobody understands, nobody knows about and hears about. It's the stuff the law enforcement handles, keeps track of, and keeps, from going bump in the night. Otherwise, a lot of people wouldn't even want to leave their homes. You look at your neighbors, you think we know everything. We hear everything. We see the things that nobody knows about. And then our job, which we chose, any phone call, complaint, rumor, lie, anything, we get investigated, we get looked into. It happens to every deputy and cop at some point in time. So Trace Adkins, I know you didn't need the security. I know you weren't worried about it. We weren't there for you, sir. I don't care if it was a high school kid singing the national anthem on that stage. We are there for everybody, the man, women, child, grandparents, elderly, disabled, the massive amount of people in that crowd, trying to ensure everybody can have a good time and enjoy your music. What you're about to see and why I'm disgruntled is while they were doing that, he went up there, and after already a few other times saying, "Oh, don't worry about it. Oh, it's fine," then rushed them and said, "Stop negotiating. Get them out of here." Then the deputy on the right remained over there on that side of the stage while the other deputy was trying to escort this man off to the side. Because one, we all know, when somebody acts a fool, sometimes it can encourage others to do the same. So you don't want to leave the stage without any kind of security or presence. But you want to stay close in case that other deputy needs assistance. So then Trace points at that deputy, hollers at him to get off the stage. So then he circles back around and ultimately leads to that individual assaulting a deputy. Other things to later find out is if that guy just went on his way and had his night in there, probably would have been fine. But no, he was not only intoxicated, he had narcotics in the system, and when he got to the jail after assaulting a law enforcement officer, he had narcotics on his person. And that is somebody that was in the crowd amongst family, children, friends, and trying to get onto your stage during your show. So there's a lot more to it. And it's extremely disappointing to see somebody of your caliber with your presence missing an opportunity to show some appreciation for the stuff that maybe you don't fully grasp or understand. And that's fine. And you don't have to like law enforcement. Heck, I didn't for most of my life. There's ignorance in every job, every race, every religion, every culture. We got to do better. Mr. Adkins, that gentleman right there, serving in the United States Marine Corps. Gentleman on the right, Army, I believe 18 years. Myself, 15 years. Do better. We're so understaffed. We still come to work. And guess what? You could perform the next night and those two guys would still show up and still do the same job, regardless of how you treated them the night before. That's what we do, and that's what we chose to do. It's just a shame. It's a shame. When you're understaffed, underpaid, underappreciated, and people don't necessarily know all the insight into what really goes on in your job and what you have to do and what you're overseeing and the things that go in behind the scenes. There's a lot to it. Don't jump to conclusions, people. Do better. Do better. We're fighting politicians, community members that don't want to give up their tax dollars because everybody else is squeezing taxes for crappy roads. But I see it every day. Even the people that don't like law enforcement, the second something goes wrong, they're dialing those 3 numbers and they're wanting us to show up. Something's got to change. And those men should be thanked. And Trace, they deserve minimum your respect, at least an apology. Because I've worked on that stage and I've seen countless of them. When stuff like that happens, they stop their show and they show a little bit of respect and gratitude. Because it's gentlemen like that that allow everybody here to enjoy your show safely. Do better, sir. There's him pointing right at him. Tell him to get off the stage. That is a still shot, screenshot of that deputy getting his glasses and hat knocked off his face with a closed fist from that individual.